Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. In today's video I'm going to show you how I got this faux wood finish on this dresser. I got this dresser for free and it was very badly water damaged from a humidifier sitting directly on top of it. You can see the very large bubbles in these images. Getting right into it, I started by using my utility knife to cut away the bubbled particle board, and my goal here was to create areas that were slightly lower than the surface so that I could go in later and fill those and make those areas flush with the top. Here's a better view of the water damage and just how extensive it was. The bubbles were pretty big. I'm going to just keep picking away at the bubbles with my utility knife until the area is lower than the rest of the surface. There was also some bubbling along the edge of the dresser. I'm sanding those areas with 120 grit sandpaper since those bubbles are smaller. The sander smoothed those areas right out. Now I'm using some spackling to fill in the areas I removed because it's easy to work with and spread, but next time I think I would use wood filler because spackle isn't very durable. I'm being sure to overfill the areas to allow for shrinkage, and so it's easier to sand later. The spackle will turn white when it's dry, which will take several hours since I put so much on. I cut 2 pieces of hardboard to cover the back to help stabilize the dresser. I nailed the pieces on around the edge and then stapled the pieces at the middle seam. One drawer bottom had duct tape, so I removed that to assess the damage underneath. As you can see, there was damage near each nail. I applied some wood glue between the 2 pieces and clamped it down to dry. Here it is after the glue dried. I also added a few more nails with my nail gun to make it extra secure. The front trim piece was a little loose, so I added some more nails there as well. The next day the spackle was dry, so I went ahead and sanded it smooth and gave the rest of the top a scuff sand with 120 grit sandpaper. I cleaned the drawers with Simple Green to remove any dirt and dust that had gotten on them. Then I came in with some water and wiped the drawers again. And now it's time to scuff sand the drawers with 120 grit sandpaper. After the scuff sand, I'm wiping the drawers with water one last time before painting. For the drawers, I'm using a one-step paint recipe I found from Black Sheep House. It's 1 part paint, 1 part primer, and 1 part top coat, and they're all water-based. And I found that this makes for a really easy application and cleanup. I'm brushing on a pretty thick layer of paint and then using a roller to level it out and remove any brush strokes. I have found that this method gives a really smooth finish, especially if you use a high grit sandpaper in between the coats, and I think I ended up only needing 2 coats of paint for full coverage. Because I'm not using the one-step paint on the rest of the dresser, I decided to prime it so the paint would stick and be durable. I'm going in with the bare satin enamel and rugged tan and putting a coat of that on over the primer. Once that paint layer is dried, I'm going to go in with the chip brush and Rust-Oleum glaze in Java Brown and brush it all over the dresser. I try to use long brush strokes when getting this on. I try to cover the whole area and then brush all the way from top to bottom to create smooth lines, otherwise you can have a pretty patchy finish. I'll sometimes go in with this really large brush to create more texture and make it look more like wood grain. I like to put the glaze on in the direction that gives the longest lines, but do whatever looks best to you. I found that it can take up to a few days for the glaze to dry, but after it dried completely, I sprayed on several coats of water-based polyacrylic. I also like that this technique gives a textured finish because it will help cover up any minor imperfections on the surface. And now it's time for the final reveal. The top is nice and smooth, and there's not really any evidence that there was even water damage before. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found this video helpful.